microphone over there.
Dude, I want to go hard tonight.
She rides the short bus. What the fuck?
He said, hey. Hey.
Hey.
Boy. Robbie, Ray, you got problems. You got too many brothers. Brandon,
Kyle, Marvin.
Like, you got too many kids. The mama should start with just one.
She rides the short bus. She ain't got $1. She wears skinny loafers, but I wanna holler.
Yeah.
What?
You want some Skittles?
I think it was like, hey.
Ride stop bus. Da 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 da.
She rides the short bus. She ain't got $1, but she got a fat ass, so I
Stop
wanna
on the holler.
She wears big lovers.
Da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Bro, you trying to like log into the next stream?
I have to.
No, then you need to be logged into the Mortal Kombat stream. You get up?
I am.
Oh, bro, you got all kind of shit in here popping. You got baked beans, rice, something.
This nigga be on. They don't tell nobody got shit going on. Nobody. Nobody. Money's around the corner, ain't nobody trying to do this now. Oh, snap, son. I got it going on, son.
She rides the short bus. This is what it looked like when you had a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't got shit else to do.
On a daily basis. On a
On a
Sunday.
motherfucking daily basis.
Let's get it on. We get it on here. We're just getting it set up. And anybody want to join, about to start party up in this zone.
Watch out, bitch.
Just trying to get my dojo going on. This is the first
My
time my
back's so strong,
dojo.
bro.
This is the first dojo match I ever played.
What are you playing?
Mortal Kombat, but I never streamed it on my dojo. Almost midnight. Y'all niggas.
I wasn't doing this.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try to see if I can rank up. If I rank up, I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm just gonna say, you know, guys, anybody wanna play? Hit me up, guys. We're just trying having a casual gaming experience.
I learned that from Mark Simpson when I was a kid.
You know, I scratched my heart out.
You took the song somewhere else.
I'm about to do it. Take me to the ball game, baby. Let's see. Okay. Hey!
Amy. And that movie's so fucking dumb.
What?
Remember Congo?
Fuck
With
yeah.
the fucking gorilla?
This is Jay!
Huh?
Alright, let's get it in, guys. Let's come up and do this. Let's do the party! Let's party! Let's party. My brother's scared as shit, and he don't want to play me.
Ain't nobody scared.
He's scared as shit.
Ain't nobody scared.
Scared as shit. Probably, I don't even know my controller's on.
I'm about to fuck your body pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get it in, y'all. You know what I mean?
I love you too, though.
Earlier I was with Extreme 8-Bits, I was playing some classic Street Fighter. I didn't get my ass beat, but I did lose. I didn't win that one game. I didn't lose. I mean, like, it was a good game.
Alright, man. We're about to do a live stream.
So, are you trying to battle? What's up? What you trying to do? What's going on here?
We play too much.
Well, don't tease the brother. You wrong for that. Ah! Sister Bean problems. Am I doing local or am I doing online?
Online, bro.
Let's do this. Let's get our behind whoop. Ah! And I'm drinking some Yeet Wings. Oh God. See what I can do. Should I play? No, I don't want to play that. I want to learn how to play this game. I want to learn how to tuckle, locking, characters' abilities. Locking characters' abilities.
Hey!
I don't care about that.
Ride the short
Hey,
bus.
my current streak was 4. That's not bad.
She rides the short bus. She doesn't know me. I helped her with homework. You get it, you owe me.
Yeah, he pulled my ass. Look at that right now. No, I'm not.
I got 4 or 5. He's 91 and 92. So
Ah,
he's had
you
more
know what?
fights.
You know what? This
But in the
nigga plays
grand scheme
Liu
of
Kang all day. I'm tired of Liu
In
Kang.
the great scheme of things, you
Watch
have to say about
watch
fights.
this one part pick Liu Kang. I want to pick Liu Kang. Yeah, pick the Liu Kang. I want you to. He's not even changed character. He's looking at his top. See,
Noob Cybot.
Oh.
Noob? You got noob?
Baraka.
Oh, no, I want to got Baraka.
Why not?
Noob?
I just want to hear.
Baraka's not catching up to Tenchi if he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Karan Ship.
Only the brothers.
I don't know how to play with Sub-Zero like I used
Only
to.
the brothers can dominate the other brothers. So
That is
Noob,
true.
Sub-Zero, and Scorpion can whoop each other's ass any given Sunday.
Round 1. Fight.
Holy cow!
Bro, you have to
Round 2. Fight.
Oh my god! No, not for this game. Not
Yeah,
this
not for that shit.
Final round. Fight.
Back up.
Oh!
Full strength.
Finish him.
That's mixed. You keep his ass full strength. You keep that shit up.
Go ahead.
Backward circle.
Noob Saga wins.
He was teabagging the whole damn time, so, you know, no, we're not motherfucker. You ain't shit. You ain't good. Nah, I got something for your ass.
All the way up. Yeah, rematch that shit. See what he got.
I got something for your ass. I might just use Johnny Cage. You know, whitewash that boy with Johnny Cage.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, nice! Nice! Dolly! Nice! Yeah,
Round 2. Fight. Finish him.
He's not that good.
Fatality. Noob Saibot wins.
Nigga, come in the game. Hold up. Come true.
Up to no good. I know what you're in there going
No, you home. You gonna play? What's up?
we online tonight.
No, I just think I don't wanna play. It's not about it. Well, I need to get used to is my character. I haven't found a good character yet. So,
The easiest characters I've heard are Frost, Scorpion, Liu Kang. Oh, show me screen.
oh, whatever. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna try. Mom will get the.
Frost, Scorpion, Liu Kang, Aaron Black.
Liu Kang.
I'm tired of Liu Kang. I don't even want to play. I don't even want to play because I don't even know who is good enough for Liu Kang.
Who's got Liu Kang?
He does.
He's got Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Get Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Scorpion against Shao Kahn.
First of all, I gotta utilize.
Shirai Ryu Fire Garden.
And then you become Liu Kang.
If he left me. I got.
All you gotta do is do the spirit still, nigga. You can't put the nigga on the ground?
Oh yeah, I can put that nigga on the ground.
Then you can do the spirit still.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh my god!
Low kick. Low kick. Low kick.
Close call! Close call!
You will suffer. Round 2. Fight.
Oh! Get off me! Woo! Oh, he quit.
Scorpion.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I had to go basic, man. I had to really be basic with that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that ain't no joke. He quit.
Yeah.
He quit. He was so pissed off.
Yeah.
He quit.
He thought he had it.
Oh my goodness.
He thought he had it.
Oh my goodness. That. Whoa! Chrome Heart got 5 matches in the game? Oh! Who should I get? He's with me on this one. Like, he's 4-7, I'm 5-7. Who should I get? I don't know much about him.
Scarlet.
I wish I know how to play him. Because he's a bigger match for her.
Who's your best player?
Johnny Cage.
Sway Jackson, Johnny Cage.
I don't know. Scorpion.
Johnny
I don't
Cage.
know Scorpion very well.
The Hourglass.
Kick. Okay. Okay. Cage Rage. Okay, gotcha. Now
Round 1. Fight. fight.
Oh, snap.
Finish her.
I got one.
Johnny Cage.
Oh, yeah, he quit. Yeah, he quit. He quit. Oh, he took the point out. Are you fucking kidding me? Damn. Come on, people. Don't be like that. Let's play a rematch. Let's rematch, yo. It's not that serious. I don't play MK like that, but this is fun. This is fun. I never played MK like this. Never. Now these rank matches? Oh shit. He's been playing for a while. Get my ass kicked. Let's go. I gotta learn somehow. Gotta learn somehow. He's not playing. Alright, let's go. My guys, if y'all want to join up, hit me up on the party chat. See if y'all want to play. You know, put your name down. Let's have some fun, guys. You know, who doesn't like to have fun? You know. Oh God, I'm the best in the world. Y'all able to show your shit? Show. Sure did. I stole too. They're over there. Alright.
Kung
Oh,
Lao.
you gotta be a beast with Kung Lao.
Johnny Cage. Black Dragon Fight Club.
Man, I love that fucking movie, bro.
Round 1. Fight.
Baby! Come in, coach! I'm ready! I know he was salty, son. The Mad Hatter.
Round 2. Fight.
I'm doing well. I'm probably gonna get my behind whooped again.
Round 1, fight.
Don't cut yourself.
Hey, he's nasty as hell with it.
Round 2, fight.
Let's go, nigga!
Final round, fight.
Oh! That shit for me. Blow your nose, nigga! Blow your nose! Oh! Nigga! I'm getting on fire! I ain't doing shit. I'm in my place today. The niggas getting trashed on the trash. Call me trash, but I am trash. But I'm getting into it. Let's get into it, guys. Oh, he wants a rematch. He wants a rematch. No, I'm gonna play again. I'll be like, it's a good game. He likes it. I'm just doing basics. What about the basics, guys?
Round 1, fight. Round 2, fight.
Oh, I can block that. Oh, Johnny Candy! Oh, what's up? Yeah, you gonna get your ass put out. Let's go. I don't even care. Oh my God, he's getting clobbered. Kill him, oh! Oh, I have to do a picture. I have to do it. I have to do it. Oh, what's going on, brother? Ah, do I have to figure it out now?
I'm nearby.
Why? You thirsty?
I could use a few pints.
Oh.
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins.
Oh, no. I ain't know I was that dude. I was that dope with. Oh, he left the game. Look at this guy. This guy left the game. Dang. What?
Yeah, damn. What's the last picture you sent?
Dude, he took 3 L's with Johnny Cage. This bad for me. 3 L's with Johnny Cage. I think they left me now. Oh, shit, that's right. Are you not killed?
Last time you saw that nigga? Last time you'll see that nigga.
Man, that was a bad match for your boys.
You gotta ask the baby. She's somewhere doing whatever she wanna do. Yeah. She's somewhere doing whatever she wanna do.
Boy left the game, got fan. Hell with the fair game. I'm probably gonna get rocked, bro. I'm getting rocked, yo. I need to gotta get it, yo. Oh, yeah. I'm saying, man, if anybody want to join the game, come on, man. It'd be dope to actually play some people out there, you know. I'm not that good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not that good. I suck at this. But I'm not that bad. As you see, I'm not that bad. Dude, should I play rank matches? I want to play somebody that's around mine. Yo, I'm currently on a 5 streak, so that's dope. Yeah, you got 2 straight. bunch of oh my. You gonna play me, bro? What's up? I said nah. Don't tell me you're scared. Don't tell me you're scared to play with me. Play against me.
Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage.
I never gonna get that combo. I always try to get that combo. Alright, that's the only two things I have problems with.
Easy.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight! Finish him!
Never mind.
Collective
I can't be here for some reason.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Finish him.
Alright, I can't believe I get more my body. So I'm just wondering how to use Johnny Cage. So.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
Game over, man.
Johnny Cage wins.
Hey, you fighting with your glasses on. That's the one.
Babysitter. Hey, my nigga. Drake, my nigga. Hey.
Taste it. But I had a moment, baby.
Hey.
Oh, got my stuff back.
My next roller beer was
Oh, I got new skin. That's a
I
habit.
wear a lot of missing jeans, but they never ever miss me. I'm chilling. Ow. I want to off skirt sipping on green, making all the things feeling like a cantaloupe. Ow. Cantaloupe, Hannah Montana. Ow. And I peeled off like the bitch with the nana.
What the hell?
Oh.
Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage.
This banana. What the banana? Oh, what's the banana?
Is it a parade? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Killing me.
This one's larvae will eat you alive.
What are they? Baby paparazzi?
If paparazzi are deadly insectoids.
Round 1. Fight.
Hey guys, just want to let you know. I got some good steak. Just want to let you know. Top of the house, fine dining, dinner, so we'll be right back. Woo! As I trip in the sauce, we'll be right back. Enjoy this time. Boop, 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 and cut.
Competition? There is none.
Okay.
I was a down bad. Picked up the pad, picked up the slack, picked up a little, no bag. My team been picking up racks, raps them in clear to act if you two, and I'm back in the booth. Light it up! Light it up! I'm stacking the fool.
I was down. I had to tighten the up, but I'm in the crown.
That is how it's done.
Greenfield, here, how this is nothing just like a Big Bang Theory. Now look at your name, got the same story. That's why the same is the same man. All hell, King Cole, first of his name. Long may rain, the boy got a soul, you know it in the game.
This is Search, boys. Get out of my face.
I'm a leaving, breathing, scheming testimony, so don't test me, homie.
Triple. Quad.
Down bad. I had to tighten the up, but I'm in the crown.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got more, like 4 lines for $100 a month and 4 free phones. Now the whole family can stay connected.
Not disconnected.
Switch and get 4 free LG Style 5 phones. 4 lines for $100 a month with unlimited gigs. All on our super reliable, super fast nationwide network.
This is a new season. This is a new game. So what you gonna do?
Hey, yo, well, listen up.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We've been waiting for this game for years, and it's finally here. We've been putting up with the advanced movement and the jetpacks and the futuristic gameplay for so long now, just begging and pleading for something to return us to those glory days. What a lot of people would consider the golden era of Call of Duty back in the day with the Modern Warfare trilogy, the modern combat, and it's finally here. The question is, does it live up to the hype? Is it going to be what turns the ship around? Is it going to get a lot of people excited about Call of Duty again? That's what we're going to be talking about here in this video. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know, but a few days ago, myself and around 120 other YouTubers and content creators were flown out to Los Angeles to play and record the game and bring you guys gameplay. Activision flew us out, so thank you to them for the invite, thank you to them for paying for the flight and the hotel and everything else, but that's it. There was no other form of payment or anything, and I'm not going to let that sway my opinion at all. I am going to be 110% real with you guys about this game because there are things that I definitely like, there are things that I'm kind of wishy-washy about, and there's definitely some stuff I don't like. There's some changes that I don't think were necessary, and we're going to be talking about all of it in this video, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything we are going to be highlighting with my experience so far. Now, I'm not the person that's had the most gameplay time yet. There was like an earlier preview event back in May that I was actually not invited to. So, some people got to see the game back then, and all I saw was here. So I got about 2.5 hours of gameplay. There were quite a few weapons unlocked, definitely not all of them. We got to play like 4 or 5 different modes. We got to play on quite a few different maps. So I got a pretty good, idea of what this game is like. Obviously, it's always going to be different when you're in that atmosphere, when you're in a room with 120 other people playing on a different setup than your own, on a different controller than your own, that sort of thing. But I definitely got a good feel for the game. And like I said, I want to go through the pros and the cons. So I say we throw it back in typical super excited T. Martin fashion. Let's start off with the good things about this game. First and foremost, one of my favorite new additions is the gunsmith. It is insane. Now, we've had different variations of this feature throughout the years in Call of Duty, but this is by far the most just insane one that we have ever seen. There is so much going on. There is so much customization, both from like an effect standpoint on how you can change the way your weapon works and how it fires and kind of tailor it directly to your gameplay, but also in terms of visuals. Now, we didn't have camos unlocked, but literally everything that you put in your gun actually changes the way your gun looks, and you can very clearly see it on the gunsmith screen, in like the main lobby screen where you see your character holding your gun, in the actual game itself. Like everything changes the way the gun looks, and it's really cool. You have a lot of control there. So I've got my phone here if you guys see me looking down. I was on the flight back home yesterday and just kind of writing down things I wanted to talk about. So really the weapon is a main character in this game, no doubt about that. It's probably the most intricate thing in the game in terms of level of detail and customization and stuff like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's really, really immersive. For example, when you change your stock to like, maybe some of them give you more ADS speed but slow down your total movement speed or something like that, you can actually see that change. Like it really, truly changes the look of the stock. We aren't talking about like a little like pistol grip or something in the past. Like you can actually see these changes on the weapon and you can tell what you have in your hands, which is kind of cool. Now, in terms of attachments, you guys are seeing some gunsmith gameplay right here. There are 30 to 60 attachments for each weapon in this game, which is insanity. So the lower end, the 30 end is like, pistols and stuff like that. Obviously launchers don't really have that many attachments, but in terms of actual weapons, the pistols have around 30. And then when you get into some of the ARs and the SMGs and stuff like that, they have up to 60 options to be able to choose from. And you guys will see some of these may not even be a good thing. Like, some of them, you can really tailor the gun to exactly what you want. Some of them will increase your damage a little bit, but they'll reduce your fire rate and your range and your ADS speed and stuff like that. So, like, I was looking at it, and sometimes I feel like I was almost making the weapon worse by choosing more attachments and overcomplicating things. So it's going to be an interesting balancing thing there. You know, I'm sure there's going to be some, you know, the vertical grip and this barrel and this stock is going to be like the best setup that everybody's always going to use. At some point we're going to figure that out. But it is kind of cool to know that, like, if you want to go for a really high DPS weapon, you can do that. Or if you want to go for a weapon that's more tailored for CQC, really quick, you know, run and gunning, you can do that. And there's even more customization than that. Some of the guns have perks on them, so you can turn the full auto M4 into a burst. You can put the burst attachment on there with the M16 barrel and basically turn it into a COD 4 M16. You can take the AK-47, and I've already kind of talked about this in a previous video, so you guys may have seen that. But you can take the AK-47, you can take the stock off, put a short barrel on there and an extended mag, and you basically have a 74U. I think there's even a conversion for the caliber of bullet you're shooting there, so you can, like, literally turn it into a 74U. Or you can put a long barrel on there with a round drum mag, and you essentially have an LMG, an RPD from back in COD 4. So, like, the customization is absolutely insane. It's really well done, and it's one of the most exciting additions to this game. Moving on, it looks and sounds really, really good. I mean, you know, obviously every year we do have a bit of a bump in the graphics and the audio department, but I feel like this year might have more than most. I don't know, we had like a little 90-minute presentation before we actually played the game where the devs came out and they talked about the game, they talked about their mantra, some of the new features. They even had like a whole thing dedicated on how they're layering sound in this game, and there's so many things going on. Like, it sounds really good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can really feel the punch and the power of the weapons, and it makes it a lot more immersive. Even though I was playing in a room full of 120 people all yelling, it was still, like, it was a good game. Like, I'm really looking forward to the campaign. It was so immersive in that regard. But, yeah, sounds good, looks good. Obviously, pretty much every year, every couple of years, we have some pretty big updates in this department. This year is no different, but that's a good thing for sure. Next up, the kill streaks are solid. So, kill streaks are back. Kill streaks, not score streaks. They said that they feel like score streaks, although a good idea, it just kind of like took the value out of your life because it was so complicated and what you're earning for when you're playing, and people weren't really paying attention to score streaks anymore, they felt. So they wanted to add value back to your life, where you know for a fact, I need 11 kills to get that chopper gunner. So when you're on kill 8, you know you need 3 more. You don't think like, oh, I could cap 2 dom flags and get an assist here and something else. Like, you know exactly what you need to be able to earn it. And that's pretty cool. And the kill streaks are actually really, really good. There are some solid options out there. There is something that I don't really like that we're going to be talking about in the cons in terms of the personal radar as well as the UAV. But everything else was super solid. Juggernaut is a 15 kill streak in the game. You've got chopper gunners in there. You've got an AC-130. You've got white phosphorus, which is a crazy new airstrike that drops like a fog all over the map and really messes people up. There's some powerful stuff in there. Like, it's actually worth it to try to go on those streaks. Although, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't go on many at this event. It was tough competition for sure, and I haven't really been grinding COD all that much anymore, so I feel like I was a little bit rusty. Not to mention the time to kill in this game is kind of fast, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So, yeah, the kill streaks are really good. New modes and stuff all seem pretty solid. We played a new mode called Cyber Attack. You guys are going to see some gameplay on the channel. It's essentially like a search and destroy where you can revive. So they're definitely changing things up and trying to, you know, mix things up on us. 2v2 gunfight was by far the most fun I had in the game. I had a feeling that I would. I really loved Face Off back in Modern Warfare 3. And 2v2 gunfight, when you're playing and communicating with a friend and really getting into it, is a lot of fun. I'm a competitive guy, so I think that's why I like it so much, but I enjoyed that more than 6v6, more than 10v10 or 20v20. And then finally, the last thing that I think is a really good thing is that there is no season pass and there is crossplay, which is huge. So, you know, obviously that's the Fortnite effect. Fortnite has made a lot of games start turning to crossplay. It's really, really cool to see. So you're gonna be able to play with your friends no matter what system they're on. And then in terms of the season pass, I think that's a fantastic thing. We're not splitting up the player base. There's not going to be like, you know, little map packs and stuff that come out that are going to split and divide the players, which is solid. But That's also like the most crucial point of this game, I think. I think the post-launch support is by far the #1 thing that's either going to make or break this game. If we get tons of updates with new things and new maps and new features and modes and everything else that everybody can play at all times, and it's just like constantly refreshing, I think we have a pretty good game on our hands. If we don't have that, I think this game is going to fail if it, goes to microtransaction craziness. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But that's the end of the things that I really thought that I could consider a pro. Now, moving on to the maybes, we've got the maps. So the maps were beautiful. Like I said, the graphics were really, really good. But the maps have been designed differently this year, and we're kind of going a little bit more old school, which I feel like could be a really positive thing. But I don't know. We kind of have to see how things shake out. I put it in the maybe. I'm honestly probably a little bit more positive towards this. But I know like the competitive community is probably going to hate this, and some people might not like this. So the maps are no longer designed with 3 lanes in mind. They're reintroducing power positions in the maps where like there's elevated positions where there's only 1 or 2 ways to get up there. And if you control that, you kind of control the map, which, it's a little bit unbalanced, but they said that was also kind of the fun of it back in the day. Like if you think about it, when you're playing TDM back in the day and somebody killed you from up top, what did you want to do? Did you want to go run away and go somewhere else after you respawned, or did you want to try to go back and get him, and you created your own like little mini objective? And they said that's kind of what they're trying to capture. Now obviously there is going to be balance to the maps. They're not going to be severely unbalanced, but it's not going to be that super 3-lane oriented, very symmetrical type stuff that we've seen in recent years. And like I said, I mean, for public matches, I think that might be kind of fun. For competitive, I think people are going to be really upset, but it's going to be interesting to see where it shakes out. Now, they also said that they really want to bring back exploration and discovery. So, jumps and spots, anyone? That's exactly what they were talking about, though. They said that all the recent games have introduced all these weird clipping things where it's just like these invisible walls where you can't ever really find a second way up to something or a way around something or weird flank routes and stuff, and they want to introduce that. They said, think about High Rise back in Modern Warfare 2. You had so many little chandeliers and cranes and things you could get on. You could even like jump to that fallen window washer thing and then climb up it and then walk along the edge and then climb up the other one and get all the way up top where they had the Easter egg teddy bear and you were literally up on top of the building on the map. Stuff like that they said they wanted to include this year, which if they actually do, that excites me. I love stuff like that. I love those little puzzles and those little unique things that you have to figure out. But I'm going to be honest, on the maps we played, I didn't really see much of that. Like, there was definitely more in terms of various routes to get to places, but it felt very, like, cookie cutter, very yellow brick road. Like, it's just, like, a box placed next to a lower, balcony and then a window. So it's like, obviously you can jump on that box, then jump on the balcony, and then jump in the window. I didn't see anything that was really, like, truly groundbreaking, like something out of High Rise or something out of the Jumps and Spots series back in the day. But we'll have to wait and see. Things could change. We definitely didn't see all the maps. We'll see if that ends up working. I absolutely love that idea, though. Like, this would definitely be a pro. It's just that I didn't really see it implemented yet, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But, yeah, so we've got that. And then one other thing that they've really changed about the maps is some maps have doors on them, which is interesting. And like, I like shaking things up. I like new features, but I'm just not sure how it's going to work out. I'm not sure if people are going to end up liking this or not, because it creates some pretty crazy choke points. So doors in this game, you have a few options to open them. You can walk up to them and hold square to actually open them. You can just straight up sprint through them, and then that opens them quicker, but it makes a lot more noise, so people are going to hear you coming. You can go up to it, ADS your weapon, and then kind of walk into it, and it slowly opens the door, so you can kind of sweep the room a little bit, or you can like open it up a smidge, throw a flashbang in, back up, it flashes, then run in the door and rush in on people. So like, there is some interesting gameplay there, but at the same time, you can hear people coming from a mile away. If you sprint through a door, you can hear it like 4 buildings down. If you just straight up open a door, you can hear it like 2 buildings down. So it's really loud. It creates some pretty crazy choke points. It's an interesting thing. I'm not sure how people are going to feel about it after they've played with it for a while, but we'll wait and see. That's why it's in the maybe. The next thing in the maybes is the realism mode, the nighttime mode, the special maps that you play with the night vision goggles and stuff. And I really wanted to put this in the pro category just because it is so cool. Like, I was blown away when I first played it. It was just, it looks so real. It looks like live leak footage. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put some gameplay on screen here, but make sure you guys go check out the full video that I uploaded earlier. It looks amazing. It's really like intense. I've never been a huge hardcore player, but it is a lot of fun for that first game or two. I feel like it would get really repetitive and really, you know, kind of boring and not that exciting after a few games. So this is one of those things that, like, you know, the honeymoon phase is always really good, but is it actually going to last? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. My microphone thing just fell off. That was weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be kind of a gimmicky thing. Maybe because I'm not a super hardcore player, maybe that's why I kind of feel this way. I couldn't see myself playing this for extended amounts of time, and I think that when people see that in the rotation, I think they're going to vote against it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it shakes out. A lot of this stuff, like I said, honeymoon phase, you can't really tell for the first, you know, few weeks or few months, but that's why it's in the maybe. I wasn't sure how people are going to feel about that. Finally, the last maybe is kind of a big maybe, and I put it at the end because it's a maybe, but it's almost a con. And the gameplay is slow, possibly too slow. Obviously, in recent years, the speed at which we play Call of Duty has dramatically increased due to the advanced gameplay, the advanced movement. And at first, that was this exciting, fun new challenge, you know, linking together crazy wall runs and jumping over people, and it was like this just crazy, you know, Twitch shooter thing going on. And it was fun at first, but then people got kind of bored, kind of tired of it, and they wanted to go back to the old school boots in the ground and, you know, kind of slow things down a little bit. And I definitely wanted that. I definitely wanted the game to slow down. But I don't know, it just like, it feels like it could possibly have been slowed down too much. And this is something that I can't really fully judge yet, and I can't say it's definitely a bad thing yet. That's why it's towards the end of the maybes here, because like I said, I was on a different setup. You know, I was playing in a room full of 100 people on a different controller, different monitor, different chair, and different angle looking at the monitor and stuff like that. Like, obviously it's not going to really feel like COD to me because I'm in such a different environment, but I don't know, like it was slow. Like, if you guys remember in the 2v2 gunfight reveal when people said that it looked like it was clunky, I wouldn't say that it plays clunky at all. Like, it's still very smooth, but you just feel heavy. Like, you feel like, if you guys play Rainbow, it feels like you're playing as Tachanka, where you want to be able to move a little bit quicker, but you can't. You want to be able to jump a little bit farther, but you can't. Some areas where it felt like you could jump from a car up to a window, it was like really hard to jump to that window because it felt like you were just made out of a sack of bricks and you just dropped to the ground. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a different engine and there's a different strafe jump technique and stuff like that, but like, not even just jumping and stuff, it felt a little bit heavy at times. The time to kill is pretty quick. You know, I wouldn't say it's like Call of Duty Ghosts quick, but maybe like Modern Warfare 3, that had a pretty quick time to kill, right? It has a pretty fast time to kill, so like, you know, because it's slower movement with a fast time to kill, it just kind of slows the game down a little bit. It was really hard to get multi-kills and to like clutch up. Like, you know, obviously a 1v1 gunfight, that's just straight up, that's fine, but like, if you were in a 2v1 or a 3v1